wouldn't change a single thing about you if I could. The way you are just suits me to a T. A prince there in a storybook, a king upon a throne. That's how you are, and you belong to me. I wouldn't change you if I could. I love you as you are. You're all that I could wish for if I wished upon a star. An angel sent from heaven. You're everything that's good. You're perfect just the way you are. I wouldn't change you if I could.
What a nice day. Oh, I did all kinds of good in here. Kathy brought me a
Why don't you just drive further in the
letter.
yard? You know.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh,
Wonderful.
That's a glad you where I am directing traffic. I don't know anything more about it. You know, camera right there.
You know.
That's in 64 years.
The only thing is the porch. Hi, Colista.
Yes,
How
the
are
porch
you?
is gone.
How are you?
Hi, Cliff.
Hi.
Oh, my. Brought your pictures.
Oh, I've got pictures too.
That was the first thing I thought when I drove up here, but that, you know, looked so familiar.
Yes, it hasn't changed hardly at all except for the porch. We used to call it a piazza in those days.
Yes, right?
Yes.
And I love them.
Oh,
And I
How are you
can't
this morning?
understand people. So many people take them off the houses now. Don't
Well, they're more maintenance, I think, to a building because of the way the rain comes down
That's
on
right.
the roof.
And
then
oftentimes
yeah.
there's leaks and
Right.
stuff. But,
You're Evelyn Tamminen, I presume.
yes, I am.
Tamminen. And are you related to Nestor?
He is my brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm. I'm Peter Lenz from the Oral History Project,
Riley told me.
and we'd love to involve you in different ways, including today.
Well, I'm very interested in the area. I had wanted to come back and look at it, but I'm not able to walk that far.
Well, we bought a few four-wheel Jeep-like things. You know Artland Rogers? He lived up here.
Well, I knew him at the time.
Oh, at the time. Well, let's see if he recognizes you.
Sonny, we used to call him.
This is the one you had. This is the son of the one I know.
Yes.
Oh.
We ended up with quite a turnout.
My grandparents up beyond here.
Yes, the camera.
Yes, a camera.
Move out of the way.
Yes, used to bring in
No, I didn't.
Good, you should have. Go there.
I think that's the only pictures I have of the farm.
Now, Evelyn has some wonderful pictures. This is Evelyn Tamminen, another teacher from here from long ago. This is the gang, the crowd. I'm sure you know some of them. Did you know Eddie Weisman
No,
when he
I
was
just
a little
met him.
rascal?
You were married to Laurie?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I'm getting the picture together.
Yes, my name was Cole.
She was my teacher.
Here's the house. It hasn't changed much.
Me and Belka,
And Mrs. Hackler. And Lila's in that picture.
Would you point to her? There you are.
Little tiny one. Oh my.
And here's the schoolhouse. That's a pretty good picture after 64 years,
I don't
isn't
have all the
it?
memorabilia.
And there's the children. Patch Fountain School.
I don't think I was in there. I don't think. I couldn't.
No, this is 1928.
Oh, no. 35.
I came here, I went to Gould Academy, and they had a normal course, and you got your teaching certificate after going to the normal course. And you know Annie Jump, probably most of you.
Yes. Could you go around again with that so I could show it a little more?
Yeah, he still lives down here.
Yes.
Thank you.
In his father's house where he was born and brought up in, I guess.
These are mixed because there's a lot of everything. But
It's where your paper clips are on the top, I think you can see.
here's Lila and her brother. Oh.
Sitting right on the porch.
Come on, a little longer.
Here's the
Oh,
inside
wow.
of the school. I didn't have a desk, I had a table.
Inside, nobody
Oh my.
take pictures of the inside.
No.
Could I, a little bit more?
Not the whole of 8th grade, because I started school with Colista.
We can get a very, very good movie of these pictures. I'm getting them bright and clear. Oh, that one isn't. Fantastic.
Move it.
Who's saying that? Put her on the camera.
Have a picture of her, not me. I'll hold my head down.
I think Lila had these same pictures.
Yes, I've got them. I've got multiple
Yes.
from the schoolhouse.
The reason they're so dark, my husband was experimenting with finishing pictures at the time.
Oh.
So they're darker, you
Hold on a
notice?
sec, please.
I say mine because I was there 42 years.
These are phenomenal.
And that's Bud
Betty Lowe.
and Betty.
Okay?
Forgotten about her.
That's Silver.
I won't tell you that one's Barbara.
It's been a while since we lived on the farm.
And here is Milo and Helvy and I. Oh my goodness. Helvy Hackle.
With her daughter.
When I detoured down
And this one is Olive Niskanen
second.
and Oiva Hackle
showing
and
my
I.
school with me, the old house schoolhouse that we set up there.
Oh, yeah.
I wondered about how you happened to drive by.
Well, I didn't know if Peter had
Made
planned
indexes
to
for
do that or
my
not. I thought we'd go on detour
books,
tour.
and of course I never use them. I just
Yeah, that's right.
then
You don't see Helen and Timber.
Oh, the pages always stick together. And that's the boys and the girls. Patch Mountain School.
That's all of them, but 1 year at one time anyway.
Mm.
Isn't that something? I got out of 8th grade, there were only 8 pupils in the whole school.
That's right.
It was 9 when I was there.
The school is still standing, but it's been moved to
One for the boys, one for the girls.
No, not in that particular school. If you see
School moved to Ohio.
here, it had this little shed built on. This had the boys and girls bathrooms
Oh.
and the woodshed.
Completely different.
And then it went in one door into the school, which was different than most, but it had windows on all sides. Both sides, and nowadays they believe in having them on the back and one side, you know. Then let me see.
Everybody in the home, and then she.
There's a good picture of Barbara. She doesn't like it,
This
but
girl came from a little
Barbara.
one-room schoolhouse. And got way up there. And you
Oh, right there?
yeah.
There's Barbara Hunkela. Hunkela.
really kept up with the other schools. Yes.
I don't know if there's anything more on that. I have more pictures, but they were in a great big book, and I didn't feel like carrying them.
Barbara, did you see yourself in these pictures?
Many times.
And here, the school grounds were mostly ledge rock up there. And they used to play duck on a rock, if you remember that childhood game. And there they are playing.
I like to own a little place like this.
To get kind of a
Home
little
a
bit
camper,
hurt
you know.
sometimes with those tin cans.
Yes, if you fell on that.
And the tin cans were sharp because they used to flatten them down. So
Where did you get your
Sit-
water?
stay here
And
until
here
it's
are
time.
the kids on a
Just enjoy
picnic.
the scenery.
And then
And Lila and her brother and Rosie
the boys
again.
got a little bit clever and decided to put
And
a
this is
rope
always a
inside the
hackle. I
can
made
so
him
it was
the
all
leader of the
And then
wand
after
drill
that,
that we
then they
had.
started flattening them down too, so that you
Oh, could I see that a little longer? That was called a quandrill?
No, wand.
A wand drill?
We had done it at school, and they did it here and had a good time doing it. And we were on picnic here, and all of these building a smudge to keep away the mosquitoes.
Yes, we used to go on picnics to along fields we called it Twitchell Pond in those days.
Yes, and I
we
have a
called it
picture of
Twitchell
the whole...
Pond, and we'd go with one of the trucks, neighborhood
Yes.
trucks, and the families. Mothers usually went.
Oh, yes.
And packed lunches.
Me
Well,
and
all
little
day
Brad,
long.
too.
That was our first swim of the year, too, summer.
I guess that's all.
I want to say a few things here to sort of help introduce people to each other. A very helpful remark was made the other night at our first class meeting, which was, well, why Patch Mountain? Is this for exercise or what have you? And so not all of us necessarily know that this is an extremely special place, especially to the people who have a history here, such as Mrs. Evelyn Tamminen, and you were Cole, who taught in the school. We'll go to the site of the school, which is up the path quite a ways, and there'll be a cemetery before it. Bud Lowe lived here off the other side of the mountain for a decade, right? 27 to 37, was that it? Or?
I think just about in there. I think 36, I might have left in 36. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, you lived there longer than that.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember when I...
Because I moved away in 39, and you were still going to school then. But you had to go to Greenwood,
Yes.
because there was not enough children. You went with the horse and buggy.
Yep. Last year we...
Well, you, Artland and Earl did anyway by horse and buggy. Down to Greenwood
I was born April 30th, 27, and I moved off Patch Mountain. And, well, actually, Brother and I ran away one day and went to my dad's in Bath, Maine. We went on a bicycle. Imagine going from Patch Mountain to Bath, Maine, on a bicycle. And we got there, and my dad said, "Does your uncle know where you are?" "No." I said, "We better call him right now, because I bet he's worried." He called up, and he said, "Do you know where the boys are?" "Have no idea, but we've been looking for them." I got them here. I think it was my crazy idea.
Our last hike, last spring, I believe, Artland showed us the dooryard, the door stone of his wonderful place. That is, all of these places now are gone, I guess, and that's down off the other side of the mountain, heading towards Swift Corner in North Norway. Then we have Eddie Weisnen. He didn't live up here, but he logged here. He socialized up here. He was played pranks up here, I think, and what have you, as a kid. And he knows the teachers. Colista, of course, who's coming next.
We helped plow this road one Thanksgiving. Anybody can remember that Thanksgiving? We had 18 inches of wet snow.
This was left of the barrel house in 85.
All the gray branches and the trees crisscrossed.
And this is taken in
under
1925
the snow,
the house. This is
and they come by with the town plow.
This looks more for me. This
Yeah.
whoops,
Yeah.
this,
About noontime Thanksgiving in Richardson Hollow.
Almost completely disintegrated
Yeah.
They asked
at that
for
time.
somebody to start and go over Patch
I think
Mountain.
I somewhere have
Cut the
pictures of
trees
old
out
house, but I'm
from
not
the-
sure.
And that's the
I've got
living,
some
you
of the
must
plow.
have somebody living there that long.
We, George Lindy and myself, we had a couple of axes with us, and that's all we had. And we were slushing through 18 inches of wet snow ahead of that town plow. And it was about 3 o'clock in the morning when we got into Greenwood City. And there was 2 hunters up in the camp, and all they had was one donut left. They had a deer hanging there, so they would have had meat. They were so glad to see us about midnight there. So.
What month was that?
Huh?
What month?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Calista's
but
been
I
a
heard
teacher
of all,
42 or 3 years in the same school. Was it 42 in Greenwood City? For those of you who don't know, she's hiked this area over and over. Yearly, she just told Vera and I, with Barbara Honkela's mother, Ruth Honkela, and
Ruth Hastings.
Hastings. Sorry, I should have realized. Every time we've come up here every term since the course started 3 years ago, the oral history course. People have said, sometime you ought to try to get Colista Morgan to come up here, and we'd love to hear what she has to say, and she knows so much, and she's so wonderful to be with, so we finally have achieved this. She has agreed, and for those of you who may not know, because a lot of us don't know everything, Colista has a short selection of her writing. She's been a correspondent for newspapers, a poet, a writer. It's a wonderful book. To me, it is the closest thing I've ever seen to the selections from Thoreau's journals, which are like 1,000,000 pages, but there are short selections that were put out by Odell Shepard years ago that Dover Books has printed. And I could not just read these like Thoreau. I had to read a few sentences or paragraphs and then keep it with me as a treasure for a day or two before I was ready to go on to the next gems of wisdom. I urge you all to take a look at this. I can pass it around if you haven't seen it.
I have one.
You have one. Pond Reflections. And her editors urged her just to use her writings from Greenwood. There are many other trips and many other writings. And I just asked her, was Patch Mountain play into these writings? She says, oh yeah, most definitely, and of course, you know. So I'll start passing this around for you to look at. And Colista, say a few words, and not that we'll hear from you all morning if possible, but
Two of my boys are here.
two of her boys are here.
I went
Yes,
to
I
school.
started school with you.
Yeah.
First grade.
So 3 of your students, there they are.
And,
And you know Eddie.
Artland has pictures of our school back in
This
37.
photo album that Mrs. Morgan gave me for Christmas, 1937. Quite a treasure.
Say.
Best teacher I ever had, really. Seriously, that's an honor. I got good grades all the time, and not because she was just being good to me. You had to earn your grades with her. You didn't get them, believe me. But she was a good teacher. This has a picture of the old schoolhouse at Union City where she taught. Well, we went to school, Bud, and a bunch of. This is her picture here. First one after the school. This is Bud and Betty Lowe. And there's Zilpha and Leroy Morgan. Here was my brother. Maybe Colista can tell you more. Point out every one of these, will you, please? I can by.
Well, that is Nancy Johnson and Wallace Morgan and Ruth Morgan and Owen Hayes and your brother Earl.
I know, okay. And this here was Owen Morgan. What's this one here?
That's Winona Morgan.
Winona Morgan. And Bison boy.
Yes.
And myself. This one here. And
Winona Bison.
Helen.
You can't see me this week.
Helen Heath, she is now. And Florence Lowe. And then we have here Helen Miettinen, Alfred Saarinen, Cedrica Saarinen, and myself. And of course,
Wonderful, thank you. Thank you for that.
Not many people have one of these.
Kathy Kelly is here, and from the Yates family, who were the earliest settlers, I believe, white settlers anyway. This was an Indian trail. Now, Mrs. Greenleaf, who knows everything and is never wrong, it's the only time I think she's wrong. She said, I'm sure you're wrong, Peter. This couldn't have been an Indian trail. I've never seen it or read it. Where did you see it? And I couldn't remember. Well, a year or two later, I was going through the history that Addison E. Verrill, the great, who I'll mention in a few minutes, that he left when he came here to visit friends, and they kept him for half a year writing newspaper history articles. See, the newspapers used to be the most marvelous history books, but they weren't books, they were columns in the early century. Lewiston Sun, Lewiston Sun Journal, Lewiston Magazine. Norway, Oxford Democrat, Norway Advertiser, and for the Norway Advertiser in 1914 he started his 6-month series of history. And I saw it again, and I went back to Mrs. Greenleaf with it. He said that this was the Indian path from down below somewhere all the way up to Bethel and beyond, and it went right over the top of the mountain, and who knows why they would go up. Maybe I'm sure they loved the views and the fresh air and the breezes and everything like we love right here. And so along came the Yates family, according to Addison E. Verrill. They came along the trail. A lot of other places they could have settled were taken, especially by people with lots of money, had taken places before in the northern expansion. Is this blending into your family history, or is this
I'm a descendant from William Yates.
William, could you tell where he had his place?
Little, just as we go up the hill up here, cemetery sits on the hill, and it's about, just an eighth of a mile this way down, and the cell hole is still up there. He and one of the pastors together donated the land for the cemetery. They had 2 big farms there, and he was up there. He was an itinerant Methodist preacher. He didn't believe in being a slacker. He was a hard worker. They were good, hard people. They were probably the first, if not them and some others. They came in, built their log cabin, and either the family was down in Norway or they were actually right up here because they had a lot of small children. They were there. It was rough country then. They took good care of themselves. Yeah.
I have a map here of the 1880 that,
it would have been,
let's see, right there. John
Yates? No, it would have been,
No, but it was moved.
see, you can see it better on the first one, 1850. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's on this. Here's the furlong place there. Here's William Yates right there.
Yeah.
And there's the old dirt road up there.
Okay, you all have this on your little blue maps, by the way, because you have the two. I've pieced the maps so you have the earlier and the later map, and you'll see Yates, I think, on one of the maps at least, the upper map.
And I've got an 1850 map that shows.
We handed that.
Living in, I think that's
right. Well, that's the one I passed out, Eddie. They all have that. They all can. Now, I just want to say that the Yates family was honored as the early founders of Greenwood by the town of Greenwood centennial the other day, and some of their descendants, Russell Yates, Peggy Blake, and then the sister Viva Whitman, and the others I don't know, rode and they were pulled by the oxen, the ox cart, and I have a video of that. So town of Greenwood acknowledges and cherishes this wonderful family, and Kathy and her mother, I've met Mrs. Swanson, are very nice, fantastic people, and Kathy Kelly suggested Barbara Honkala. Now, I have not heard of her, but if I had known Colista better, I would have heard about your illustrious mother and yourself. Barbara Honkala, I just happened to, some of these things are gifts from God. I happened to be getting ready to throw a newspaper out to light a fire, and there's Barbara Honkala, a new book. She's edited and put together and produced on the trees and the conifers, the pine trees, and wildlife of, I imagine, Maine or New England. Could you tell us a little about you?
It's a Department of Agriculture, Forest Service book. And it covers all the trees in the United States and Canada. And we worked 8 years to put it together. And that was part of my job when I was employed by the Forest Service. So it finally was published this year. It's 2 very large volumes with over 1,000 pages in each. So a lot of information about trees in the United States available for people.
Now, seeing that your mother loved to hike here with Colista, you were certainly brought along, or you've been cut in on this wonderful group
I used to come up every summer from Washington, D.C. when I was here and hike with them whenever I could. So.
That's great. Glad to have you. And please share some of your knowledge about the wildlife and trees and speak up. And, you know, everybody here is so excited to share their loving memories. You're going to find that a lot of us will be talking at the same time, but please don't be silent, you know.
William and Martha were my 4 times great-grandparents also, so quite interested in the cemetery as well.
She must be a relative.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Distant cousins.
We'll go up to the cemetery. We'll be going up to this cemetery. Now, the rest of us plebeians are classmates. They're all Markle.
I'm Eileen Grizzle.
I'm Rosa Guilford.
You all listening?
Graham Batchelder.
June Batchelder.
Florence Briggs.
Louise Whitworth.
Dorothy Thomas. Corinne Allen. Nancy Dewey.
I always refer to them as the gang. They may not like it. Do you have any illustrious words for us, Nancy?
No problem there.
Nancy is that well-known photographic model that you've been seeing in downtown Norway. She's going to hate me for that. Nancy's been, along with Mrs. Emerson, who I think pulled away out, has been in the oral history project from almost the start, helping with the interviews, recordings, tape recordings, and she and Eddie Weisman made the wonderful recordings of Colista here. And
Some of them were really hard to find, weren't they, Peter?
they sure were.
I would imagine.
Kathy Kelly's up there looking for her ancestral cellar hole. The Yates family. Yeah, we may not be far enough.
Sure looks like there was one.
Hey, Dad.
Eddie, looking for cellar holes.
I'm not walking around Hawaii a week like this.
I mean, carrying those things around. Of course, now they got little bitty ones.
Yeah. But you still gotta be like this all day.
I brought a camera.
My mother, I would go home with her up there in the household without being there because, so I would go home and cook during the weekend and get the house clean. And Mother's come and get the washing done and all that. And so my last year of teaching, I went to the tub school, and I got Aunt Viola to come down and keep house for my brother. And I was so afraid it wouldn't work out, that they wouldn't hitch horses. But they did. They loved it, and she loved my brother dearly, and they had a wonderful time. And my mother used to send her flowers and fruit and everything else afterwards, so I was so glad it worked out. But she was a lifesaver for me because of the place where I lived. The first place down at the Hackles was lovely, and I enjoyed it, but she didn't want to board the teacher after the first year. I guess it was too much for her. Anyway, I got Mrs. Oman that lived up here in the next house to board me for the next 2 years, and
That is Ralph Harris'
wasn't too pleasant.
that man's children.
But don't put that in.
So your students would probably know you as Evelyn Cole.
Yes, I was Miss Cole
Miss Cole.
for a year and a half, and then I got married at Christmas time.
All right, Lila, you remember this
So they
one?
had to learn to say Mrs. Tamminen. But I went, after that, I went to Yarmouth. I taught for 19 years in
There
the
was
town of
9.
Yarmouth.
That's Betty.
But I
that's
taught
Stanley,
kindergarten
as she
instead of a
went on.
one-room school.
And
But I'm
Rose,
awfully glad I
Charlie,
taught a one-room school because I know what they're talking about.
So now I came in late on this. What was your first school you taught at?
This one.
This one here, Patch Mountain School?
The reason they hired me mainly was because they thought they could find, it was hard to find a boarding place for the teacher.
Oh.
People were busy. They all worked so hard. All the Finnish ladies up here worked in the fields, and they usually did the milking and all this. And they didn't want to take anybody else. I wouldn't blame them. But finally, because the Hacklers knew my father and my family, I had grown up in Greenwood City.
It is older.
They decided they would take me. So I had my contract before I was graduated from high school.
Wow.
This was with
Now, I think I heard that from Sylvia Morgan Cummings, who taught up here, and I think there was a third one
right, they,
who, when they were, Ruth Greenleaf, they were 17 and it was their first school, and my hunch was that who are we going to get who would ever want to walk up
That's
there
it.
and go through the hard pioneer life?
I guess it was Lila I was talking to. I used to walk up here. It didn't bother me a particle coming up, and I wasn't afraid of anything I might see as far as animals. The only thing I was afraid of was Mr. Powell-Jarvie. He had been in prison for knifing a man. When he drank, he got vicious. And I really was afraid.
okay, and then Hazel came later.
He wouldn't have hurt anybody,
right, now
I'm
the
sure.
Harry-
But I didn't know that, and I didn't know him that well. And I really... But that first year I was there, Mr. Herrick, Ralph Herrick, had a nervous breakdown or something. And he used to go out wandering around. I used to think, I wonder what I'd say if I met him. But I did. I used to come on skis or snowshoes, and once I brought a finished kick sled. Have you ever seen those? They have a long runner on the back, and I had a lot of stuff I wanted to bring up to the school. I always carry too much dunnage when I go in there. And so I wanted something to carry it on. So my husband had built this kick sled. You stand on the runner and kick like you would a scooter.
Like a scooter. Okay.
Yes. Only it was a sled, and it's light. You can lift it around. And it worked great. I could carry my stuff, and it was easy because it went easily. And but I used to go down those hills that you can. And I went on skis
50 years ago.
and I didn't dare stand up on those skis and go down there. My brother used to say the hills were so steep that they turned a little bit under. He said that's why 2 or 3 people that lived on Patch Mountain had humpbacks. Ralph Herrick did, and Charles Farrell did. And he said they got that from climbing the hills.
They always, in the Yates book, it records them talking about the place
Yeah.
was so hilly and the road
Yes,
was so rocky. You
there
could
you
never
go.
leave a wagon without catching the hook in the wheel, blocking the wheel from rolling.
Well, when I was teaching up here, I used to, in the spring when it began to be light a long time, I would stay at school because, as I say, my boarding place was not all that pleasant. I would go out for walks, and there's a ledge down here that you can, I don't know, probably I can find it now, but in those days I used to walk down there, and you could look down and see the whole of Greenwood City.
Now, is that the ledge that we found that time? Up there, the ledge is off to the left? Maybe.
I don't think we ever found them.
We didn't?
Well, I imagine it's also grown up now.
It's probably all grown up now next to the cemetery, but it used to be open field.
Yeah.
And they almost had their gardens and things. But I went through that and went down, and there's quite a big ledge.
Off
Yes,
the edge of the cemetery?
that's right. Well, it's down a little bit lower, I think. It's been a long time. But anyway, I used to go walking down there. I was a little homesick, I suppose. I could look right down and see my home. See, mine was I used to live in the house right where the road goes right between house and barn. Yeah. And so.
Were you here when little Althea was pushed by the little boys in her baby carriage and rolled right off the top of the mountain?
No.
And she survived it. Those wicker carriages, you ever handle one of those, they're incredible.
You mean they pushed her off the ledge?
Yeah.
Althea who?
What is her last name? Rogers? I think she's...
well, she was born afterwards.
What's Althea's last name? Hathaway.
No, it was after.
How far down did she go?
Not too far. I wonder who pushed her. See, a lot of the mysteries of Patch Mountain get unfurled when we have these meetings.
I thought you'd forget that.
Hey, she loves you now. That's the important thing.
I talked to her just the other day, but we had fun. As kids, I mean, we thought it was great. We'd back her up over the hill in that carriage and let her go down over.
But those carriages were strong. She was well protected. Because I saw one.
Said, what are you doing?
I should say so.
Giving Althea a ride. She was laughing to beat heck. Having a grand time.
Kids knew how to have fun in those days. Today, you know, they sit there and they shoot little guns off on the TV screen.
Oh, they have to ride 50 miles to
Yeah.
get a pizza or something. We made our own.
Right.
We made our own cocoa and go in and have cocoa or, make your things at home, and you had fun. At my home, we had a piano, and my sister, Barbara's mother, used to play it, and everybody would gather around and sing the old songs. I know those old songs better than I know, and they were prettier, too, than the ones they have today.
And the history, a lot of history in those songs was
Oh,
recorded,
yes.
and they don't teach the kids in school now.
Oh, they don't teach history or geography.
Yeah. Right, the ballads and the folk
old ballads,
songs
the folk
contained
songs, the
the
histories.
interesting things they wanted to keep, keep going. Traditions to keep going.
Well, my brother used to say that we were related to everybody but the Finnish people, and then I married a Finn, and so we were related to all the Finnish
Everybody.
people. because we had all kinds of relatives around.
Did you know Ruth Noble, Greenleaf?
I've heard of her, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
She told me once, you better never say anything disparaging about anyone because I'm bound to be related to them.
Well, my son moved away he was a 20-year man in the Army, and he moved away, and his children didn't know anybody except their own family. He's just coming now, my son. And his children didn't know anybody except their own family right there. And then they moved back to Yarmouth, and everybody in town was either related to his other grandmother or went to school to me. So it was strange for them. They really didn't know how to
Oh, I was just coming up when you talked about your second school. You went to the Tubbs district?
Yes, I was there for half a year, and then I got sick of being up here
Yeah.
with my husband in
I
Yarmouth.
see.
So I gave it up and went down and took over the job my mother was holding, which was the Thomas family had a crew. They were building a house and going to have it for summer place. I went down and cooked for 6 men.
Gee. Now the Tubbs district, that's up by Young Hill, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dwelling now, like most of the old schools.
Yeah, it's for sale too right now.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes. I had here in this school, I had about 12 children in 5 grades. I got down there and had 22 in 7 grades.
True. No wonder you quit.
Oh, I loved my kids. It wasn't the kids. It was that my husband was 50 miles away. And
Yeah,
I was up
sure.
here and I got sick of it.
Yeah.
And somebody told him that I was a former teacher, and they needed teachers. They were reaching the bottom of the barrel. And so he came to see me, and I put all my bad cards on the table and told him I was long out of teaching and that I quit in the middle of the year. Didn't care. He wanted me just the same.
That's where he broke his arm.
great.
Yeah, he collided with my brother.
June here is a teacher too.
Yes.
Did you know her?
No, I didn't, but we've been talking. So.
Mhm.
I could tell by looking at you.
Oh,
You
yes.
must have been a teacher.
A girl came to see me the other day, and I had never heard she had taught, but she, somewhere in the conversation, something came up about school, and we were off. You know, school teachers can always talk about school.
Did Lila tell you about our school teachers reunion? Are you coming
Yes,
to that?
I would love to come to it, but
Well-
I don't know. I don't drive that far anymore.
Well, maybe someone could come after you.
Barbara says she'll see that I get there.
Oh,
but I don't know.
okay.
We'll see. I would love to hear the reminiscences.
Did you go to one of the normal schools?
I never did. I graduated from Gould Academy, and they had a normal course
Yes.
which you took on top of your regular high school subjects.
My mother used to teach in Greenwood here. That was many, many years ago.
What was her name?
Lillian Lord. I don't know that I ever heard her say,
I wondered if it was one
but
of
she
the
had
ones.
some Tracy children. Now there were Traces over there.
Probably it was the other school. I never went there.
Roy Morgan took him there.
Yes.
And he tried to tell us where to go, but we never found it.
My kids had picnics. First year I was up there, we just went across the road. There was a little glen there that we had a picnic. The next year we went up on the hilltop opposite the Omens. The third year, Nilo took the truck and took us all up to Twitchell. And the mothers took their ice cream freezer right along with them.
We went one year up there.
Yeah, I've got a whole page of pictures of that.
I have lots of pictures at home. but
I'll
I
bet
didn't
you do.
Of the school and the kids.
We were just looking at the name up there, Trifosa Patch. How about that one?
Good
Isaac's wife, Trifosa.
Oh, that's worse than your ancestor.
Parazina.
No, really? Parazina?
Parazina was one of my great-great-grandmothers.
Did you see down
Unreal.
in the corner there's some Morgans. There are 2 nice ones, Drusilla and Seraphina.
I won that.
Seraphina, that's
I think that's a nice
Well,
girl.
if you know where that ledge is that has the marks of in the ledge, you know, the animal. Do you know where it is?
Well, we tried to find that, but I just told Peter a
Jonathan.
while ago that we went too far to the
south, I guess, but we should have come up this side of the old farm.
I'm interested in the gravestone.
We went straight back.
Yeah.
And we
And
were
the thing
pretty close. My wife said that we were going to come up here and find it, but we just haven't.
They are.
Maybe before the summer. I mean, before things are done this fall.
Well, Ruth Morgan said that she's told me this for 5, 10 years. She'd bring me sometime. My husband, Clyde, knew where it was, and he used to tell me, but Ruth and I never found it. We looked for it so many times.
Well,
I'd love to see it.
I'm wondering if they didn't bulldoze stuff over so that we couldn't find it, maybe. But my wife and I wanted to, Peter said maybe he and I could come up someday and come up this way from where the old building was and into the old apple and orchard.
You mean the barrel place?
Yes,
I mean.
and go go almost straight back, and then get to the height of the land there, then to the right a little bit. It wasn't over as far as what we were going, I don't think. If it was, then it's covered up with, of course they logged it, and then it's hard to, you get up there and you think you know where you are, and you can't even tell.
I'm sure it all is similar in feeling.
We used to do rubbings, you know, down in the cemeteries down there, and I was saying I like some of these. These are kind of pretty, but they have some horrible ones with the
Ghost-like.
skull, yes,
Yeah.
and things that I don't like those.
You want the old cellar hole?
Absolutely.
Before the sun touched the hills across the pond this morning, there was a noticeable pattern of trees reaching to the top of Patch Mountain. These wild places have been reclaimed over the years by individuals. The many scraps pieced together resemble a patchwork quilt, an heirloom of New England, made and passed down from one generation to another. The trees were etched against the sky with a dusting of snow on the evergreens, a pensive kind of hillside with its blacks and whites, browns and grays. Somewhere beneath the trees, secluded, lies a small ravine with tall hemlocks, huge boulders, and a lovely waterfall which I have visited many times. I remember well a place where the water begins to drop. There grows a tree on a rock. It seems to be growing right out of the boulder, one side holding on, while roots reach to anchor in the soil. Many years ago, a tiny seed must have drifted into the crevice where rock particles and leaves made soil, nourished it, and so the tiny roots went exploring, gripping the rock in its embrace. In spring, the sparkling staircase of water can be seen and heard from the road, but now it is frozen. Its frozen form is like a frosted wedding cake. It has made its way from far back on the mountain where the early settlers once lived. Paths up there often turn out to be roads once used by farmers. A depression in the land on close inspection shows not a natural rock formation, but a man-made cellar hole, half filled with dirt and leaves. Some walls still stand and have mossy green stones, while rising through spaces where the families once lived are saplings and larger trees. The house, long abandoned, has fallen in and rotted away. The fields no longer used for farming have been taken over by dandelion grasses or crowded out by asters, brown-eyed Susans, and weeds. Clumps of trees like exclamation points against the color of a field appear. Years have marched on, and now the farms are groves, wild places, clinging to their history as that lonely tree clings to its rock. On this side of the pond, the purple finches, the most melodious of American finches, peacefully ate their morning meal. chickadees, nuthatches, evening grosbeaks, woodpeckers, and, of course, jays were about. Some would sweep in, wheel into the wind against the grayness, and so cheered by day. The clown of the group, short-tailed, short-necked, beady-eyed, long bill, would usually stop first on the elm trunk and walk downward, looking for bugs, a serious bird, the nuthatch, but a funny one, nevertheless. Here at the foot of these mountains is home, my root soil, and I can note the change to another season, spring. This mist-hung, cloud-shrouded valley told me as it woke to another day.
Thank you. To your mind, Artland, now that you're back again, it's been half a year since you shared with us last spring.
A lot of things come to mind. I don't know. One thing I remember very distinctly, my uncle used to work on the Greenwood City Road going up through there by the pond when they renewed that. And each morning he used to take a pair of horses with a wagon, and just down here a short piece is a gapway, and there used to be an old wood road light, went right over and came out right between Mud Pond and Hicks Pond. And every morning he'd leave and get over there to go to work at 7, and then after the day's work was done, he'd drive that team all the way back up, all the way down the other side of the mountain, put them away in the morning up and go again. He'd go there and work every day. Of course, being born and brought up here on the mountain, or at the foot of the mountain on the other side.
Yeah.
So I went to school, I believe just 3 grades up here, and then we went to Mrs. Morgan's school at Greenwood City after that, and we traveled from the farm either by car, sled, skis, a horse and wagon, a horse and sleigh. Those were the kinds of transportation we had those days, and a lot of it was with a horse and wagon. Leave at 6:30, 6:45 in the morning, put our horse in at Leo Cole's there in Greenwood City, walked from there up to the schoolhouse. I was the one I was the older of the 2 boys, so I walked down at noontime, fed the horse, made sure everything was all right, back to school, ate my lunch, and back into class.
Gee.
And but those days, I remember one morning in the wintertime, we were going with the horse and sleigh, and of course we had our sheepskin coats, and we were dressed for this weather. We arrived at Mrs. Cole's. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. We put the horse in the barn and always went up to get warm for a minute. She said, "My God, boys, what are you doing over here this morning? The sun was beautiful." She said, "Do you know it's 8 o'clock in the morning and it's 30 below zero right now?" It is. We had our scarves and a heavy lined mittens. We were warm enough. We didn't miss school. It was, I think those were really the best years of our life.
Could you tell us the distance from your farm down to the school?
Down to the stable was 3 miles.
3 miles?
And if we couldn't go with a horse and buggy or anything, then we took our skis, walked up the hill, and it was beautiful going over because we could ski downhill, right? Guess what happens after we get out of school? Walk up the mountain. But we did that many times, and there was no hesitation. I don't want to go today. I don't feel good. We didn't have those things in those days.
No?
You got in the morning, and we got up at 5 a.m., made sure that horse was fed early and watered early. And of course, naturally, she had to be harnessed. And I was the older of the boys, so I was the one to do the harnessing with a little driving horse. Okay, I would say
what kind of a water system did you have at home? You dip it out of the well?
Old pump.
I had a pump.
And we had the brook, which was just this side of the farm. We had a wooden spout which was hewed out with an axe, and it went up to where it came in, and that ran down into what they call a hogshead. Remember the old big barrels?
Yeah.
And that water ran in there year round. That's where we watered all our animals. In the winter, you turn the cows out, and they'd go with all that snow. Those days, we didn't get these snowstorms like this. These were snowstorms.
Yeah.
The path to the barn was 3 and 4 feet deep, and we just shoveled out enough to get there.
You Anywhere from 3 to 6 feet, depending on the... Oh, yeah.
Chop the ice out for the cows.
What was this blizzard that you remember when the rock came through the schoolhouse?
Yeah, definitely. I remember who blasted the rock, too. And you were lucky you weren't at your desk.
It was about 2 seconds before.
That's right, you just left there. And that rock.
You give us the full story of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, give them the full story.
definitely.
Well, my 8th grade, I think, were doing a test. And I had been writing it on the board, the questions, and I went to my desk and stepped aside. And this boom came, and in through the roof came this rock. Came down through the roof, the ceiling, and it hit, cut a hole in the floor, hardwood floor, by the entrance, and then it bounced from there onto my desk. If I'd been standing there, it would have taken me right between the shoulders. And then it went by me and went over one little boy and stopped right between 2 little boys in the last aisle, and that was what ended it. And none of us were hurt, except Elizabeth Lowe did get some of the ceiling boards came down onto her head, but not too bad. And everybody across up in their seats and out of their seats, and I said, down in your seats. And there's only one that ran away. She ran out and the toilet helped back. And so the person who set the blast, it was way down. How far was it? Down to the little bridge.
Oh, that'd be, what, quarter of a mile?
Anyway, it was a rock that was in the mud that let go. He had the main rock, his blasted, weighted down. And he started going toward the schoolhouse, so he ran, and he almost met the rock at the door.
Gee.
White as a sheet, because he knew all 20 some of us were in there.
I can see him now when he came through that door.
Yeah. And so I said, drop your pencils and let's go outside. So we went outside for a little while, then went back in. They took their tests and passed them.
Gosh.
So that was.
Now the school, was Evelyn Cole your teacher?
She certainly was.
She certainly was. Now what was she?
I don't remember what grade I had though.
What was she like as a teacher?
I think she was fun at times. I think sometimes she was a little bit, she'd get cross at us if, I don't know, we didn't misbehave, I don't believe, but maybe there were times when maybe somebody tried to talk with someone else or didn't pay attention, and you take a ruler and tap someone's fingers.
Aha.
You never did that one, did you?
I think
She doesn't
you
think
did
so.
that to Wayno once or twice, like he was. No, I don't.
I put pepper
You
on
see,
him.
the older
Oh, tell us that again.
He used to chew his fingernails, and I thought it wasn't helpful. I used to put pepper on him so he wouldn't.
Well, the older ones, the bigger ones, always sat to the back of the room, and the younger ones were to the front in the lower grades. So I never remember turning around very much in class. So all the classes were in that one room. But I remember Fridays we had art classes, I think. We used to draw at the very end of the school day. And I think this was, I don't know why, but I was sitting in front of Nilo Suomala, my husband's brother. And I turned around to see how far he had gotten along with his drawing, and he was coloring with a crayon and going like this with his tongue. And coming close to the edge lines. I can always remember that. It was funny, just that picture of that.
Tell the story about the eggs that you just told.
Oh yeah.
That's a good addition to it. Yeah, go ahead.
Whoops. Well, as I said, Rose and I were pretty thick, and but one winter, probably my Aunt Helmy didn't have enough laying hens, or hens weren't laying just at that time, and she needed to make something with eggs, enough eggs. So she wanted to know whether she couldn't borrow some from Mrs. Palojärvi, way up here. And so she sent Stanley and me after them. Well, Mrs. Palojärvi put them in a paper bag. We didn't really know how many there were there and all. We just picked up the bag, and then, of course, Rose not living too far away from there, she came and visited with me, and she walked part of the way home. And it was somewhere very close to the cemetery along the way that we stopped side of the road, and we wondered what eggs would look like if they were mixed up with snow. I thought it would look something like if you put granulated sugar, with eggs. So we had to break one and find out. We had a little place in the snow, and we broke it. And I think we broke more than one.
Oh dear.
Oh boy, did we get scolded when we got back home. That was really very naughty to do. I don't remember how old I was. I remember it.
Tell me, how do the eggs look in the snow? Do you remember that?
Very yellow.
I'm thinking of breaking a few this winter myself.
I don't think you'd see the white much. I think the yellow would show up.
Yeah, in the white snow, it really shows up.
I have an article on the one-room schoolhouse in here. It's my last day at the one-room school.
Oh, please read it.
Once more, we come to the close of a happy and successful year. We are putting away our pencils and notebooks and shutting our doors. I cannot be wholly joyous, for I am closing mine for the last time on a little room, my home for more than 40 years. As I write this, I am thinking of the inspiration and encouragement which the parents and friends here have given me over the years, though through their thoughts and understanding. All has been deeply appreciated, for without it, I would never have made the grade. Every kindness has been preserved in my big scrapbook of memory, to which I return again and again. My experiences have been many and varied. There have been bright days and gray days, but all of them enriching. My reward has been deep satisfaction in knowing I have given my best. So when I close the door for the last time, it will be the last door of the 7 little row of schools here when I started. Final things are sometimes hard to say or do, but our schoolhouse spoke. It said for me, I am but a little schoolhouse that sits on a hill. After this tune, I shall be lonesome and still. 108 years with seasons so gay, I have seen laughter and joy and children at play. The springtime of my life has departed. My usefulness has ended at last. All thoughts were once of the future. The coming years be only of the past. I have given instructions and knowledge. I have given nature and art. Now let this time be merry. Send out joy from the heart. I hope there will oft be memories, not only of knowledge, but of joy. The warm laughter of a little girl, or the smile of a little boy. Progress stands aside for no one, so there'll be a new schedule that will open to these pupils a bigger and better school. Now my walls echo, farewell, teacher, as on this parting night. I thank you so much for listening, and may all of your years be bright.
Wow.
There goes the one I love. There goes the boy that I'm still dreaming of. I never thought that this could ever be. There goes somebody else in place of me. Goodbye, romance. It couldn't last somehow. I had my chance, but it's all over now. I never thought that love would pass me by. There goes my heart, but here am I. There goes romance. It couldn't last somehow. I had my chance, but that's all over now. I never thought that love would pass me by.